Okay, thanks for coming in, Shariana. As you know, that this interview is for the radio host position at our station, The Bull 106.1. So, because this is the first time we've ever met you, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a student currently. I will be graduating within the next year. I have done a lot of volunteer work, even worked with a local radio station in Portage County. I have held 3 jobs since I graduated high school. The one I'm currently at, it's a factory. I work in the quality department, so it's a lot of communication within other departments. And I am just past my 2 years there as of last month. I'd like to think I'm very adventurous and outgoing. And I also work with the Penguin Rundown, which is the sports broadcasting at YSU.
What do you do in that capacity in your role there?
Right now, we've done a lot of shadowing, but I've recently started running the audio board myself.
Okay, thank you. So, what do you believe your strengths are?
I think my biggest strength is that no matter what, I always work hard and I'm always determined to learn something new. I've been told I'm a quick learner and I like to reach out to other people, so I work well in teams and individually. I think that another strength I have is time management, because I'm very strict on time and I'm more of a always be early rather than late person. I don't really think I have very many other strengths that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Okay, thank you for that. So, what are your weaknesses and how do you rectify them?
I think my biggest weakness would be organization, because I'm organized in my own way, but it comes off really badly disorganized. So I think that's one thing I try to work on a lot, is trying to be organized in a way that's not so disorganized.
How do you work on it?
Well, I recently this year started labeling things more and separating them by categories instead of just having everything everywhere where I know where it is. I think it's working very well for me right now. Another weakness is I sometimes focus too hard on a certain thing to where I'll drag it out longer than it needs to be, instead of just going the quick route and getting it done efficiently and fast.
Okay, thank you. So, what would you describe as your greatest failure and how did you learn from it?
I think my greatest failure was I didn't take as much time starting out in school as I would have wanted. I was originally a pre-med major and I think it took a toll on me and I gave up on what my original dream was. I mean, I did find a new dream, but I've had that dream since I was a child, and I feel like I kind of failed my younger self when I left the program and switched to communications. But I do enjoy communications a lot more now.
Okay. So, what do you feel you can do for our station that other candidates cannot do?
I think I provide a unique personality. Honestly, anybody can be a radio host, but it takes a lot to be comfortable with your voice being out there to millions of people. And I've done theater, like I previously stated, I did Penguin Rundown. So I have a lot of experience with speaking out loud. And I think that that's unique, being as I've done broadcasting and theater, and they're not the same. One's TV, one's on stage. And I think that gives me a difference in view.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that'll help me out a lot more than people who just did broadcasting.
Mm-hmm. What do you know about this industry?
So far, all I really know is I did a lot of research into the education, which is how I ended up in communications media. I know that it's not hard and you always have to start from the bottom. So what I've recently learned is most people will start just answering phones, which is something I'm okay with, and they eventually will get there, but it can take 15 years and I'm willing to work my way to the top. I've learned that it's a big deal on your presence, not only in the studio because people can't see you, but when you're out and about and people even just hear your name, they know who you are by your voice. And I think that has taught me a lot about how I have to carry myself outside, even if people don't know me by my face.
What do you know about our company?
So far, I know that it is a new station to Youngstown. It hasn't been around long, maybe 2 or 3 years now. I'm not aware of the exact location at this time. I know they carry multiple shows. They have weekdays, it's mostly one morning show, which is the Bobby Bone Show, and then they have another afternoon show, which I don't get to listen to as much because that's when I'm in classes. I know they do have the different levels where you start out, like I said, carrying the coffee, answering the phones, and eventually build your way up. And most of the shows actually are not based out of Youngstown. They are based out of different states. Like, for example, the Bobby Bone Show, I mentioned that one. They're actually in Nashville. So it's a lot harder to be inside of the Youngstown station and get a show, but it's always working that gets you where you want to be.
Do you have any questions for us?
At this time, I would just love to learn more about the radio station, possibly getting an internship, seeing how I can get my foot in the door.
Okay, thank you.